Hey there, I'm Angela Sharp, and welcome to the Daily Mix. Now, I am sure you guys watched the Super Bowl, even though everybody here in St. Louis talked about and maybe not watching the Super Bowl, Rams, Patriots. It was kind of a lose-lose situation. Although I had a lot of friends on Facebook and Instagram who either were former Rams cheerleaders or worked with that organization, so they were still supporting that. And then, of course, there's a lot of people who just really don't like Tom Brady. Well, it was a defensive game, which means low scoring, kind of boring, but there's a bright side. Webster Groves grad, Mr. Claiborne, is now a Super Bowl ring haver, which I don't think I said that right, but you know what I meant. He has now a Super Bowl ring, which is pretty cool for him. Now, I don't know if you actually got to watch any of the other things that happened, like the ads. Even the commercials were boring, but that's probably because of the climate we're in, where everybody is getting super offended quickly, and everybody's a little bit worried about putting anything out there that's crazy. And then the halftime show. I know that a lot of ladies find Mr. Maroon 5 to be attractive. I don't get it, but I don't know if you saw this, but he started taking off his clothes. And of all the men who need to keep his clothes on, it's that guy. He is just too skinny to be doing a striptease. Plus, it just made me uncomfortable. Like, why are you taking off all your clothes? Gross. But there was one commercial that I think everybody thought was pretty funny, and that's the one with all the NFL players in it, right? They kind of had the ball, and they were passing it around back and forth. That one was a pretty good one. Now, Groundhog's Day happened. Did you see? I never say his name right. Pensaquani Phil? Well, he saw his shadow. He didn't actually see his shadow. So that means it's going to be an early spring, which is pretty great for him and us, actually. I don't know if you saw today. I think we're in the high like 62. But by Thursday, our high is 25. So make sure you can enjoy it. You know, St. Louis weather, 4 days ago it was 6 degrees. Now it's 60 degrees, and in 4 more days it's going to be 20 degrees. So, you know, if you don't like the weather here, just wait a second and it'll get better. Coming up later on the show, I have Tamara Keefe here, the owner of Clementine's Naughty and Nice Creamery. This is ice cream the way it's supposed to be, and they have some interesting concepts coming up. She's going to be on, tell us all about it, plus a way that maybe you could win free ice cream for a year. Let's get started on today's Daily Mix. In honor of Black History Month, a new exhibit is now open at the Fieldhouse Museum. Foundations of Freedom tells the story of Dred Scott, a slave taken from Missouri, a slave state, to Illinois, a free state, and his long legal battle to win his and his wife Harriet's freedom. The exhibit also features other freedom suits, the Roswell Field and the Scott family's attorney, and a national conversation on slavery on the 19th century. Foundations of Freedom will remain on display through next January, so you have plenty of time to see it. For more information, visit fieldhousemuseum.org. The St. Louis Public Library is also celebrating Black History Month with a special event featuring Ozzie Smith. KSTK's Renee Knott will moderate a lively discussion about baseball, Ozzie's legacy, and the contribution of African-American players to the sport. Afterwards, Ozzie will be available to take selfies with fans. However, he will not be giving out any autographs. The event will take place this Sunday, February 10th from 2 to 4:30 at the Central Library downtown. To find out more about this and other events at the library, go to slpl.org. When is the last time you really laughed out loud? I'm talking about laughing so hard that you kind of start to cry. Well, the Helium Comedy Club is hosting a special event that won't disappoint. The hilarious comedian and actor Tommy Davison will be taking the stand-up stage here in St. Louis this weekend. Now, you may know the famous breakout star from the 90s television show In Living Color. He also has been in movies like Joanna Man and Strictly Business. Not to mention the voice of Oscar Proud from the Disney Channel's popular animated series, The Proud Family. You can catch the comedian all weekend long, starting Thursday, February 7th through Saturday, February 9th at the Helium Comedy Club located inside the St. Louis Galleria Mall. For more information and tickets, visit st-louis.heliumcomedy.com. Now, if you ever dreamed of being on Nickelodeon's Double Dare when you were a kid, you could get your chance this spring. Nickelodeon's Double Dare live show is coming to the Fox this May, and it even features the original host, Mark Summers, and his sidekick, Robin Russo. Now, just like the iconic TV show, the stage show will feature two teams made up of audience members. They'll be competing for prizes through a series of trivia questions, messy physical challenges, and ultimately the iconic obstacle course. Double Dare Live will play at the fabulous Fox Theater May 7th at 7:30. Tickets are on sale now, and you can find out more information at fabulousfox.com. The Foundry Art Center is seeking entries for Ceramic Centric. The spring exhibit will celebrate how modern artists translate the ancient medium of clay. The call on entry is open to all professional and amateur artists 18 years and older, working in all styles and schools of thought. All ceramic artwork it has to be at least 50% clay. They will be accepted. The deadline to enter is February 18th. Ceramic Centric will open to the public on April 12th and run through May 24th. You can find out all the details at foundryartcenter.org. And congratulations to Explore St. Louis. Their Sterling K. Brown ad campaign was recently honored at the Hospitality Sales and Marketing Association International Adrian Award. The campaign won Best in Show as well as Platinum and Gold Marketing Awards. Sterling K. Brown, of course, plays Randall on This Is Us. He's a St. Louis native and did several spots for Explore St. Louis that promoted all the hometown has to offer. Now, if you haven't seen them, they're pretty good. You actually can check them all out. Let's check out this one about the Blues.
When you visit St. Louis, you'll probably want to watch the Cardinals or the Blues. What about after the game? Heading back to the hotel would be a major error. Instead, boogie through the city and discover the music that gave the Blues their name at the National Blues Museum, Broadway Oyster Bar, or even the legendary Blueberry Hill. So whether you love the Cardinals, the Blues, or the Blues, come play with us. And you guys know I can't play this, right? St. Lou is always exploring.
You can check out the full campaign and find new and fun ways to get out and explore our great city at exploreStLouis.com. Now, beach volleyball's not just for the summer anymore. Nope. The Volleyball Beach 365 Dome is now open at Kingpin Lanes and Brickhouse Pizza Company in Bridgeton. Now, the large air-supported dome has 2 sand volleyball courts and lots of room for spectators. It will be up seasonally from October through April and will come down during the summer for open air play. I think this is really cool. And actually, the photo they showed kind of like a black light thing. You know, you kind of glow in the dark, which is kind of neat. You can learn more about their winter leagues and beer bash tournaments at volleyballbeach365.com. Now, the smash hit Avenue Q is now playing at the Playhouse at Westport Plaza. The Tony Award-winning musical is about a real life in New York City as the characters struggle to find jobs, dates, and their purpose in life. Now, the cast is a mix of people and puppets, and there's a lot of people are saying great things about it as well. Avenue Q will run at the Playhouse at Westport Plaza through March 3rd. Go to playhouseatwestport.com for tickets and more information. Now you can get a taste of science, beer, and brewing this weekend at the St. Louis Science Center. Interact with brewers and learn more about the beer making process at the annual Science on Tap. There'll be more than 100 beers available to sample, as well as tasting plates, live music, hands-on activities, and more. As an added bonus, your ticket will also get you into the new Guitar, the Instrument That Rocked the World exhibit, where you can discover the science and history behind the iconic instrument. I love the guitar. And don't forget to check out the Game Exploration exhibit and connect with a universe of games. Science on Tap is for the 21 and up crowd and takes place this Saturday, February 9th from 7 to 10. You can find out all the details at slsc.org. All right, guys, Valentine's Day is quickly approaching, but I know this can either be like one of the best days or worst days of the year for some people. Well, if you're all booed up, the Science Center is giving out some wild vibes with their Untamed Hearts Valentine's Dinner event. Guests must be at least 21 years of age to attend, and you and your Valentine will enjoy a 3-course meal by candlelight, 1 bottle of red or white wine, and dessert. There will also be a cash bar available. This will be the perfect date for a couple that enjoys the wild things in life. The Untamed Hearts Valentine Dinner will be held February 8th and Saturday, February 9th from 6 to 10 at the St. Louis Zoo. Now you can make your reservations by calling 314-664-4897 or by visiting stlzoo.org/untamed. Now, you don't have a Valentine? That's okay, no problem. You can spend your Valentine's Day the Cardinals way. Grab a couple of your friends and head down to Cardinals Nation for their Valentine's brunch. This event will be Sunday fun day for Cardinals fans because admission not only includes brunch and 1 complimentary mimosa or Bloody Mary, it also includes free entry to the St. Louis Cardinals Hall of Fame Museum. The Cardinals Nation Valentine's brunch takes place Sunday, February 10th at 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Cardinals Nation at Busch Stadium. For more details and tickets, visit cardinalsnation.com. Now, just over 4 years ago, on January 19th, 14-year-old John Smith made headlines after he fell through the ice at Lake St. Louis. After being underwater for 15 minutes and without a heartbeat for nearly an hour, he walked out of the hospital just 16 days later without any really lasting effects. This spring, his miraculous story is coming to the big screen. But right now, the trailer is out. Let's check it out.
Ice! Get off the ice!
We're training for the Olympics, sir!
Cindy.
He's been underwater for more than 15 minutes. It's gonna be a recovery, not a rescue. I got something.
We got him!
We've done everything medically possible. There's nothing more we can do.
No. Please, God, send your Holy Spirit to save my son.
A 14-year-old St. Charles boy who spent 15 minutes trapped underwater is continuing to fight for his life.
I don't believe John will survive the night.
You don't know my son. He is a fighter. So I need you to be the best for John, and you just let God do the rest. You are my pride and joy. I can't wait to see you shoot those baskets and run up and down the court again.
The Smith family asked for one thing. Please pray for John.
Breakthrough opens in theaters this Easter. You can learn more about the movie and the true story that inspired it at breakthroughmovie.com. All right, y'all, this is my favorite part of the show, right? I get a guest here. We have Tamara Keefe here with us from Clementine's Naughty and Nice Creamery. Now, first of all, I need to know about this because we talked about this before you got out of here. A micro creamery. What makes something a micro creamery? Because I'm an ice cream fan and I don't know the difference.
So I always say think about microbrewery for beer, but for ice cream, right? So you have to meet certain requirements in order to be a micro creamery. One, you have to be small batch, meaning real people have to make the ice cream, not big machines. Two, everything has to be handcrafted in the ice cream. So you have to make your sauces. You know, we make, if there's a pie cake or cookie in it, we make it, bake it, put in it, make our sauces and stuff like that. Third is you have to be all natural. And we are the only all-natural ice cream maker in the state of Missouri.
Which is crazy to think about.
Right, right. So nothing artificial ever goes into my ice cream. No artificial color, flavor, filler, emulsifier, anything. So that's 3. 4 is in order to be micro creamery, you have to have more than 16% butterfat in your ice cream. And all of ours has between 16 to 18%, but that's what makes it so rich and creamy, and that when you take that bite and you're like, it's so good, that it stays with you, that's the butterfat driving that in the ice cream. And then last but not least, it's kind of a technical term, but it's called overrun. So in order to be a micro creamery, you have to have less than 30% overrun, and that is the amount of air that's whipped into the ice cream. So all of ours has between 26 and 28%. That's why if you like lift up our pint, it's so heavy.
Oh, it is heavier.
Right,
Yeah.
right? That's because we don't have all of the air in the ice cream. Like anything you'd buy at the grocery store has 100% air. So when you're buying that pint, you're really getting 50% ice cream and the rest air, but with ours you don't. It's like more delicious.
This is how they trick us.
This is exactly how they trick. That's why they don't like me so much.
I was going to say it. They're probably not a fan of you at all. So what made you want to make Clementines naughty and nice? Like, why ice cream?
You know, I've been making ice cream since I was a kid, and it was so instrumental in changing my life and my sense of community that it's just always stayed with me. I made it every Sunday after church with my family growing up, and it's always stayed my hobby and my passion. And when I decided to throw in the keys to corporate America and try something on my own, I really couldn't imagine doing anything else.
Anything but ice cream. And you have 2 locations right now in St. Louis.
We do. We have one in Lafayette Square, which was my original store in my neighborhood that I also live in. Our second location is on Demond in Clayton, and our third store will be opening early spring in Soha in Southampton on Mackland.
That's so great. So this has really kind of taken off for you. You went in on ice cream, made I'm going to say it, I haven't tasted it yet, but probably a better product than what's sold at stores, and people really took to that.
Yeah, you know, I always say I'm humbled and honored that I get to make ice cream every day for St. Louis, but without St. Louis, we wouldn't be here. We are so St. Louis proud, and we are homegrown. And I think people like the fact that we do these really cool, great things for the food scene and ice cream, and we're kind of putting us on the map nationally for that, so that's really cool too.
I love that. Now, you're called Naughty and Nice. So what's the naughty part of this ice cream?
So I have a trade secret process for infusing alcohol into ice cream up to 18%. So we have for our guests 21 and older the naughty ice creams, which we brought the chocolate Cabernet for that today.
So this one has some alcohol infused into it.
Yes, it has a beautiful Cabernet in it. So if you like your chocolate and your Cabernet wine, for Valentine,
it's all together.
It's all together, and it's amazing.
Oh, I like this. Okay, so you mentioned that this would be a nice gift for Valentine's Day. Now you also have something else coming up for Valentine's Day, which I think people are really going to be interested in. They have a chance to win some ice cream from you.
Yeah, so I started this with my very first store in Lafayette Square. We have this cute little bench, and there's a chalkboard above it. And for Valentine's Day, I wanted to do something cute, and I said, well, why don't we put like a kissing booth in there, and that'd be really fun. And so then we came up with this idea, Pucker for a Pint, so that people could come into our stores. We have a kissing booth in every store set up to where you can pucker with your sweetie, your dog, your kids, your ice cream cone. And if you hashtag Pucker for a Pint, you are entered to win, and we pick winners for free ice cream for a whole year.
For a whole year of free ice cream. That's amazing.
Yes, and it's so fun. And you know, the first year it started, and the second year, and every year, like more and more people find out about it. And now, you know, we have, especially in our Demond location, we have like what they call one of the most romantic date tables, like in the corner. And so now it's part of a Valentine's tradition. So all these couples are coming out now, part of their Valentine's Day outing, and they'll come and pucker for a pint and hashtag it and like memorialize their date. And we've even gotten engagements from previous, like somebody had their first date in our store on Valentine's Day, and then they've come back and like they've gotten engaged. So it's really, really special.
Oh my gosh, I love that.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Well, tell me what kind of flavors you brought, because I know you have a new flavor that we wanted to kind of talk about, because you're always kind of doing something new.
Yes, we always have new, fun, innovative flavors. I'm always bringing really cool things to St. Louis that we don't have yet. And so this Valentine's Day, I wanted to do something really special. I loved and grew up watching Mr. Rogers.
Everybody loves Mr. Rogers.
Right. And so no one had ever made an ice cream for Mr. Rogers. So I decided to create a flavor in homage to Mr. Rogers called 143. And if you're familiar with that, on his show in the background, he always had a 143, which are the letters for I love you. And so I thought, oh, that's so great. So I created this strawberry ice cream. It has like a lavender marshmallow swirl, and it has all the loving, like, candy conversation hearts in it that we like.
Everybody loves conversation hearts.
Yeah,
so that's in this?
So that's this one. You want to try it?
Of course I want to try it.
Awesome,
I'm not ever going to turn down ice cream.
And you can see like the really cool like conversation
they're
hearts.
They're right in there.
They're right in there. Yep.
Oh,
yep.
yes.
There you go.
I'm
There's
super pumped. I'm going to try this thing.
And then we also have like special ice cream cone, waffle heart cones with hearts built into it. So everything is really fun for Instagram. And we have these little red waffle hearts and like the special ice creams, which are really cool. Isn't that sweet?
Oh my God, this is so good too. And the conversational hearts, I guess because of the ice cream, they're not like super hard to crunch on.
No,
you know,
it's like
really
the perfect consistency.
Perfect.
And, you know, Necco went out of business just recently, but we were able to procure a whole bunch of their conversation hearts that have this cult following. So those are the actual Necco hearts that are in the ice cream.
Okay, because this is real, because when they went out of business, I was very sad because I'm like, it's not the same without those.
This is the real deal.
She's got the real deal here. All right, I mean, I love this, and it does taste a lot more creamy than your typical ice cream, and you said this also kind of helps it melt a little less fast.
Yeah, so when you have less air in the ice cream, it's gonna melt less fast. So if you ever go somewhere and you have the cone and it melts instantly, it's because of all the air in the ice cream.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's why it's so amazing.
I love this. And so you're kind of following your passion. Ice cream was kind of always your
Yes,
thing.
yes. Ice cream has always been my hobby and my passion, and I have a love for it. I have a love for the connections that it makes with people. You know, ice cream is the one product that is like for everyone. It doesn't matter if you're the CFO or if you're the janitor, everyone can take their kids for ice cream and make those special memories. Every 15-year-old kid can afford to take a girl on his first date for ice cream, and every grandmother on a fixed income can take her kids out for ice cream. So to me, it's very powerful. Like, the power of ice cream is amazing.
Oh my gosh, I love that. I love this so much. Okay, so tell me about some of the other flavors at your stores that people might want to come and check out.
Yeah, so we have the chocolate Cabernet, which is a naughty one.
All right,
for
so
Valentine's Day.
let's talk about those naughty ones for a second. How many naughty ones do you have, or do they kind of change out?
We have 8 naughty flavors all the time on the rail, and they always change. We have our classics, like chocolate Cabernet is so popular, it's always there. Our maple bourbon with salted candied pecans is always there. And so then we just change it up for the different spirits. We partner with Luxco, who's like a local company, and they have like Pearl Vodka, and they have Rebel Yell Bourbon. And so I like to collaborate with a lot of local companies. So we use Four Hands Milk Chocolate Stout and do a flavor. So we like to partner and keep it.
You gotta keep it in St. Louis, which we love here at STL TV, is that you're keeping it all local.
And we're so St. Louis proud, why wouldn't we?
Right, absolutely.
Right? So we have that, and then, we're actually quite famous for our gooey butter cake ice cream.
Well, gooey butter cake's such a St. Louis thing.
Right. And so we just thought it would be really cool to elevate the gooey butter cake experience when I started my business. And I'm like, I'm going to make a gooey butter cake ice cream and put chunks of gooey butter cake in it. And now we're famous for it. Like, we win all kinds of awards.
That sounds like something you definitely should check out.
Oh my gosh, it's like so good. I mean, you can even see it here. Like, look at those huge chunks.
Chunks in there.
Of ice cream. Yeah, it's
oh my God,
so
I feel like we could talk about ice cream for days, but you're gonna have to go check her out at one of her stores, Clementine's Naughty and Nice Creamery. Tell them again where you're located, where they can find out about this contest and just, come out for some ice cream.
Absolutely. www.clementinescreamery.com. Come into any of our stores, pucker for a pint with your dog, your cat, your kid, your sweetie, your friend.
Yay!
And then just hashtag it, pucker for a pint.
I love it. You definitely need to check her out. Thank you so much for coming on the show. And let me eat ice cream on the show. That makes me even more happy. And thank you for checking us out. You can always drop us a line at Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram. You can always send us a message at thedailymix@stltv.net. We want to hear from you. That's going to do it for the Daily Mix, but keep it right here on STL TV and experience St. Louis.